So I've always, grown up on a farm, I've always been interested in woodcock because I would see them doing the sky dance. So I figured out what kind of bird it was and um, read all about it in field guides that my dad had left over from when he was in zoology. I always wanted to try to find one, but never thought that I could afford a dog, or I didn't grow up in that sort of hunting household. So I went, from basically 10, 12 years old to 3 years ago now, before I, finally got a dog. And it was really the time of COVID. I spent a lot of time on Instagram and got a subscription to Project Upland. And it made me feel like it was something that was approachable and attainable. Just my sort of wild, my feral agrarian being. Those birds, they're so misunderstood and so mystical that, I love the bird, I love the chase, but I love just being out there trying to figure out where they are and learning about the ecology, both up here in the North Woods and back home in the Deep South when they overwinter. I grew up in a family farm, and so I felt sort of obligated to stay there, which I love it, and I still live there. My house is on the family farm, and I won't be able to sell it and move away, so I'm sort of tied to it. Also, during that same time that I was sort of discovering how attainable upland hunting can be for anyone, now I was going through a divorce, failing marriage, so getting a dog and pouring that energy, I'm gonna cry now, into something that was just so raw and wild. It got me through it. So, yeah, and it continues to. So,
Yeah.
because all of this is so much bigger than any problem that we can possibly conjure up in our human constructs. So, and when you're a part of this and, get grounded and connected, you realize that all of what we perceive as failure is really pretty immaterial in the grand scheme of things. So, yeah. Trying to get the first chapter of the American Woodcock Society started in the state of Alabama. That's proven to be difficult. First of all, I'm not an overly gregarious person. I don't have to put on an act all the time to try to get. It's basically about money. For me, the trying to get that started is about the bird, about the conservation, about awareness, and trying to get people to think about, like up here, and then on the East Coast, the push and the drive is to cut timber to create early successional growth for woodcock and grouse. But back home, part of our ecology, a major part of it, is frequent ground fire. And that system sustains early successional growth. And so a lot of times where I find woodcock is where either I or somebody else has, performed a prescribed burn and allowed it to actually creep into the wetland, riparian wetlands and around like beaver impoundments and things like that. And it creates an ecotone where they have that vertical habitat that they need, during the day, and then they can ease out at night to feed in more open areas. That's really, to me, my main drive there is to try to get people to think about that, because it aligns with quail and it aligns with turkeys, both of which are in decline, not only in the Deep South, but all across the eastern United States. I would like to see more movement there, and I would like to try to get people to think about it. This is the third time I've been to the North Woods in a year. Fourth time, actually, because it came up in the summer. And it's really grabbed hold of my heart. And I would love to, in the future, be able to both afford it, temporally with, free time and monetarily. Just started up here you know, or say we start in the first of the year, I'll be down home. Woodcock season down there runs till January, end of January. I'd love to come back up here and band birds in May. Maybe spend a few weeks hanging out. Then come back, hunt the season, and just, you know, chase them back south and just be with them the whole time. That would be my dream, but we'll see if that can happen. I want to work on it.